Sandra Bullock built one of Hollywood's most admired careers, yet the life behind the fame was never insulated by success. From the high-speed intensity of Speed to the vast isolation of Gravity, from the warmth of The Blind Side to decades dominating box office charts, her performances touched generations. Her journey was defined by resilience, not entitlement. She faced rejection with resolve, endured public betrayal, and navigated personal losses with quiet strength. Her story shows that the true measure of a person's courage is not the applause they receive, but the hardships they survive in silence. Early life, discipline, and music. Sandra Annette Bullock was born on July 26, 1964, in Arlington, Virginia, to Helga Meyer, a German opera singer, and John Bullock, an American vocal coach and soldier. From her earliest days, discipline defined her world. Playtime often gave way to rehearsals, and her childhood was measured in performance, not leisure. Living across Germany and Austria, she learned to adapt quickly, moving between cities before friendships could root. By age 5, she was on stage, singing in children's choirs with precision rather than joy. From these early lessons, she learned that survival often meant observing, listening, and mastering restraint. Childhood challenges, fitting in abroad and at home. Returning to the United States in 1976 did not soften Sandra's early struggles. The differences that set her apart in Europe became sources of ridicule in American schools. Her clothes, her accent, her mannerisms all drew attention she did not seek. Laughter often masked cruelty, leaving her to navigate social spaces carefully. In these moments, she learned subtle survival skills: when to speak, when to disappear, how to scan a room for safety. These early lessons in invisibility would later inform her empathy, her understanding of overlooked people, and her extraordinary ability to embody characters with depth and nuance. Dual identities, Germany and America. Sandra's early years were defined by the tension of two cultures. German remained her language of comfort, English the language of endurance. She carried the lessons of her early life forward, adapting her voice, her presence, and her movements to avoid scrutiny. This duality shaped a young girl divided between two worlds, teaching resilience and flexibility. Her experience of being both insider and outsider simultaneously gave her a unique perspective on human behavior, social interaction, and empathy. These lessons became foundational in her acting, allowing her to inhabit a range of characters with authenticity and emotional depth. Early lessons: rejection as a teacher. While many would have been hardened or embittered by constant movement and social exclusion, Sandra transformed these experiences into skill. She became perceptive, noticing what others overlooked. She learned patience and observation, internalizing quiet suffering into awareness and compassion. Every small discomfort, every rejection honed her instincts. She understood early that life would not wait, and that endurance and careful observation were as important as talent. This awareness eventually allowed her to navigate the often ruthless world of acting, giving her an ability to read situations, people, and opportunities with precision few possess. Stepping into New York, a leap of faith. In 1986, on the verge of completing her drama degree at East Carolina University, Sandra chose uncertainty over comfort. She moved to New York, leaving behind security to face a city that tolerated nothing and forgave even less. The early years were brutal. Long nights waiting tables, blistered feet from icy stairwells, sparse meals, and apartments without heat. She refused help, determined to succeed on her own. These hardships were formative, teaching her the value of clarity, independence, and resilience. She learned that effort often went unnoticed, but consistent persistence could carve a path where luck alone could not. Small roles, big lessons. Sandra's first films, Hangmen, Religion Inc., and Who Shot Patakango, were largely ignored. The credits she earned seemed meaningless as the reels gathered dust. Yet every audition, every small performance, contributed to a foundation of patience, discipline, and endurance. She learned that recognition was not a prerequisite for growth, and that skill could be refined in silence. Each rejection strengthened her instincts and reinforced her resolve. By embracing the struggle, she cultivated a quiet power, an internal compass that would guide her through the next decades of her career with confidence, precision, and authenticity. Breakthrough, speed, and public recognition. In 1993, Sandra appeared in Demolition Man, but her breakthrough came in 1994 with Speed. Initially not considered for the role of Annie Porter, she relied on imagination and raw vulnerability to capture attention. A folding chair and a paper plate became her props, a test of creativity and conviction. Her chemistry with Keanu Reeves was undeniable, and the film's success catapulted her into international recognition. Overnight, she became a name Hollywood studios sought, proving that preparation, patience, and authenticity could outshine circumstance, connections, or convention. Her resilience had met opportunity, establishing range, comedy, and drama. Following Speed, Sandra demonstrated range and versatility. Films like While You Were Sleeping, Miss Congeniality, and 2 Weeks' Notice showcased her ability to balance comedy, drama, and action. Success did not soften her, it sharpened her instincts. She produced many of her projects, ensuring her artistic vision guided her career. Each performance carried emotional authenticity, reflecting both her early struggles and her cultivated understanding of human behavior. Rather than chase fame, she used it as a tool to shape meaningful stories, influencing audiences and fellow actors with performances that resonated beyond the screen. Facing criticism and pressure. Even after establishing herself, Sandra faced challenges. Returning to Speed without Keanu Reeves, she carried full responsibility for audience reception. Critics and viewers scrutinized her every move, yet she maintained composure. Her experience in New York, working in obscurity and enduring repeated rejection, equipped her for this exposure. The lessons of patience, endurance, and adaptability became essential. Each critique, each public trial, reinforced her commitment to craft over acclaim. Through pressure and visibility, she remained anchored, proving that resilience is not built by comfort, but by navigating expectation, scrutiny, and personal challenge with integrity. Triumph and legacy. The Oscar for The Blind Side. Sandra's career reached a pinnacle with her Oscar-winning performance in The Blind Side. Portraying Lee Ann Tuohy, she embodied compassion, strength, and grace under scrutiny. The world responded to the quiet power she conveyed, reflecting decades of personal and professional growth. Her legacy is not just box office success, but a demonstration of human resilience and character. Every early hardship, from childhood isolation to New York struggles, shaped the depth she brought to this role. The award recognized not only talent, but the courage, discipline, and humanity that had defined her journey. Enduring lessons, resilience, and character. Sandra Bullock's life illustrates that early fractures can cultivate enduring strength. Her discipline, patience, and observation transformed struggle into insight. Each obstacle, from childhood displacement to professional uncertainty, refined her perception, empathy, and ability to communicate human emotion. Her story reminds us that true courage is quiet, persistent, and often unseen. It is not the applause that defines resilience, but the ability to keep moving forward when recognition is absent. Sandra's journey demonstrates that human character is built through experience, hardship, and deliberate effort, leaving a legacy that extends far beyond awards or accolades. Conclusion: the quiet power of endurance. From childhood struggles in Europe to New York survival, from breakthrough films to Oscar triumphs, Sandra Bullock's story is a testament to resilience, courage, and enduring character. Her life shows that strength is often forged in silence, refined through observation, and expressed in empathy and authenticity. Every rejection, every hardship, every quiet lesson contributed to a career that inspires generations. Beyond the glitz and glamour, beyond the applause, her journey exemplifies the transformative power of perseverance, discipline, and human spirit. Sandra Bullock stands as a model of courage and integrity in a world that often rewards the superficial.